I'm Mordalski. I produce and upload my beats every day to the internet. At the same time, I'm also studying physics in the best technology university in my country. So I have to be really quick with my producing. So today I will show you how to start and finish your beats in 20 minutes. First rule for that is keep it simple. Just don't try to do too many layers, to try to add beat switches, try to add 20 melodies, try to do some crazy sound selection. Basically, good beat can consist of kick, snare, hi-hat, melody, 808. 5 elements, okay? If you want to get fancy, you can add one layer to your melody, so that's 6, and maybe some one shot, maybe, I know, a little chord progression, it will be 7, okay? 7 sounds more than enough. You could actually go with less. If you use some loops, if you use samples, if you use some drum loops, you could literally have 2 or 3 sounds in your beat and still crush it, okay? So first really important rule of producing quick, don't try to overproduce. That's like, if you have time, you can sit on your beat for 5 hours, you can try 20 different layers, you can try with this beat switch, you can try like a lot of things. I understand you, when I have a lot of time I also use it, but if you just need to keep your uploads, if you just need to keep this grind, in my opinion it's better to just produce this basic beat every day than to produce one beat per week. Because when you split your producing session into like 7 different sessions and then you have one beat after a week, you honestly make no progress, you get out of the zone, this beat will be not finished, it will not sound good if you have to sit on this for a week straight. So I would trade you to make 7 simple beats, which also can be great. By the way, if you try to blow up with your type beats, if you try to blow up on Instagram, really, the most popular beats on the internet are really basic. You can find music with really complex beats on the Billboard and that are getting millions, hundreds of millions of streams, but specifically beats that are going viral on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, they are really basic. So for me, the really important rule is to just keep it really simple. You will not benefit by adding more to your beats, no matter how advanced you are. Even if your layers sound good, it doesn't matter that your results will be better because of proper layers. So now, another second rule of producing in 20 minutes is optimizing mixing, okay? So I just want you to stop mixing, basically. Your sound selection has to be so good that you don't really need to do anything else, okay? So if you are using proper sound, so you are using proper samples, proper some drum kits, proper 808s, proper synthesizers, proper samplers, you will have no problem with mixing it, okay? Basically, your whole mixing should be like leveling your sounds, panning, send channels, so reverb and delays, some little filtering, and sometimes you also want to add some sidechain to your 808 or to your sample or to your melody, okay? So basically, you can watch my video on mixing. I will give you link in the description or link in the comments, but basically your mixing could take you like 5 or 10 minutes, okay? But if you're in a hurry, you just need to do proper leveling, filtering, you put some soft clipper on the master and you can make your upload for YouTube, okay? I'm generally fan of this upload. If I want to like blow up a channel, daily uploads of your type beats are a bare minimum, and this approach really lets you do this, okay? So obviously, if you're producing something for some famous rapper, if you want to hit this crazy placement, you want to sit, in this case, for a lot of time on the beat. But if you just want to keep your uploads for some YouTube type beat channel, you just sit, make your beat, mix it in 5 minutes, because that's all it takes and that's it, okay? So another rule for producing in 20 minutes, focus only on intro in terms of arrangement, okay? If you have a lot of time, you can think about the arrangement of the whole beat, no problem with that. But if you have 20 minutes for producing your daily beat for channel, you basically just sit down, focus on intro, which should be like 30 seconds, maybe 15 seconds. You put all your arrangement effort into your intro and that's it, okay? So you don't try to make crazy beat switch in the second minute of the beat. No, you put all your effort into intro, okay? Because it's way easier to just focus on those 20-30 seconds than to focus on the whole 3-4 minutes of the beat, okay? So basically you leave all the rest of the beat without any changes. You don't even need to do some cutting drums or something like that. Maybe you even literally just loop the whole thing and literally, you know, play around with one sound or just with an octave. So for the hook you are playing high octave, for the verse you're playing low octave. That's your whole fucking arrangement for the beat, but you just put something in the intro. Whole your arranging effort goes into the intro, basically, okay? So if you want to get some interesting chord progression, if you want to get some fucking riser effect, if you want to get some crazy, I know whatever fucking effect on the intro, you put it in the intro. You don't fuck around with other part of the beat. You can, by the way, watch my watch my video on arranging. I will also try to give you link in the description. Basically, my tutorials will help you do your things quicker, because you will know more basically about some, you know, quick tips for making better mixes and better arranging. Okay, so now rule number 4: too simple, add one shot or one add okay, my script is kind of retarded because I was typing it on the train while I was half asleep, but basically what I meant was if your beat sounds really too simple, so basically I don't mean too simple, I mean empty, okay? So if your beat literally sounds empty, so you made this melody, 808 and drums, and now okay, it just sounds weak, it doesn't have a texture. So at first you can add some ambient, so you just go to Cymatics, download some of their ambient packs. So I mean literally it's like white noise, so you just add some filtered white noise in the background. That's first thing. Another thing, you go for some melodic one-shot pack. That's also from Cymatics, from Produce and Grind, and from like million other websites that you can find something like that. So you just add some one-shots, okay? For sometimes even like adding one-shot of the grand piano will be enough to make beat sound more proper, okay? So you just, let's say, grab this interesting one shot and you are putting it every two or every 4 bars to add some texture for that. Or if you don't need like another melodic part, you just can layer your melody. Generally, if your melody is not violin or piano, it's really easy to just layer it. So if you have some synthesizer, if you have some weird sound basically for your melody, you just grab any fucking sound and usually it will sound better. You just need to play around for a while with some with a little panning, a little filtering, but it should take you like 5 minutes, okay? So there is no one strict rule for layering, but for example, if you're listening to your beat and thinking, okay, I don't have really a lot of low end, so now you want to layer your main melody with more low end instrument, okay? For it goes the same way for high end. If you're thinking, okay, but my melody is not playing really in stereo, it's playing very in the mono in the center, now I want to add a layer that is playing more wide in the spectrum, okay? So now the rule number 5 is don't mess around with sound. So basically that's something what I mentioned like when I was talking about mixing. You don't want to fuck around, okay? If I have 5 hours to make my beats for today, I can fuck around and I can look for some crazy new drum kit, I can look for some crazy new sounds, crazy new samples, I can do some crazy stuff basically, okay? I can add some weird perk loops, I can add whatever. But if I want to produce beats in 20 minutes, I grab drum kits that I know. So I know that I don't really need to mix them, I know that there are no clicks in them, there is no basically, I don't need to put any extra effort after I put these drums. It goes like, it doesn't go that much for like melody, but for melody that's more like, don't use some weird samples if you have no time, so just go. So if you're always using soul samples, don't try to get too smart if you have no time and try to use rock samples. No, just stay with fucking soul samples, some 80s soul samples if that's your thing. And for making melody from the scratch, just don't try to use some weird synthesizer that you've never used. Try to use sound that you just know that sound good. You know how to process them, you know how they work with drums, with bass. And how does it go for drums and 808s? You just need to have proper plugins. So you can just go to Producer, Grind, Cymatics, some Baker, whatever. You can buy some drum kit. You need to have few drum kits that are just that are kind of go-to thing, okay? You can always use them even though you don't even need to think about them, okay? So somebody would wake you up in the middle of the night and would ask you, what kind of drums should I put on this beat? You just should have answer, okay? It should be this specific pack from Cymatics, put it on this bar, okay? That's it, okay? So just don't mess around, use proper sounds. And the last advice, so this is number 6, rule number 6, try using loops and samples. So if you really have no time, you are not really good with music theory, you are not good with melodies, chord progressions, you can't play on the piano by any means, you can just use samples, you can use loops. For example, if you're maintaining some YouTube type beat channel with, I don't know, let's say 21 Savage type beats, you just type 21 Savage type loops. If you're making Kanye West type loops. If you're making R&B type loops. There is whole fucking like market for these things. You can buy them, you can download them for free, you can do whatever. Basically, if you have no time, that's a really fucking cheat code. I remember that once I was able to, like, I was making uploads for this one type beat channel and it took me usually like few hours to make one beat, but at some point I had to make few uploads because I was going for a little vacation for a few days, so I needed like 3 beats and I had like less than 1 hour. So with using loops, I was able to make those 3 beats in literally 1 hour, going from like 2-3 hours per one beat before that. So yeah, loops are kind of a cheat code if you have no time for producing. And you can also look for samples by yourself. Okay, so if you're making some boom bap, old school, or trap with sampling, you just try to find samples so good that you can basically just loop them and you are fine. Like literally, if people think that samples are this fake thing, no, you just go to YouTube, you type soul fucking samples without fucking, just soul samples, and you will find thousands if not millions of songs that you can just loop and you are good. Okay, most of them will not get you copyright. I think that I've never had a situation where I couldn't upload the beat because of the sample, so it is very unlikely you can do this. Some people will tell you that, yeah, but it's hard to sell a beat because you will not have royalties. Fuck that, okay? Now you want to get views, you want to keep your uploads, you want to just keep producing, okay? So if you really have no time, you can basically just go to your to YouTube, type some soul sample pack, and you will be good. Or just, I know, some future type loops, okay? And that's my whole thing about sampling, okay? Basically, I've used those rules to produce my beats, and I produced this one beat in like 15 minutes in my student accommodation in Warsaw because I'm studying in Warsaw. So I made this beat. I literally went on YouTube, I found a sample in like 2 minutes. I went to my FL Studio, I put some basic drums, some basic 808, I did octave high, octave down for hook and verse, and it was it. I produced it like 15-20 minutes, like mixing took me like 1 minute for that because I can only sample and drums, and it's at the moment my most successful beat on this new type beat channel. Like, channel is still small, but at the moment it's the best performing video on the channel. So basically this stuff works, and sometimes you even make better beats if you have no time and you use those rules. So that's my whole thing for today. If you want to get more advice from me, so you want to get into my community, you want to go on weekly course with me, and you want to also watch my 10-hour selling beats course, so basically building type beat channels, be like recording Instagram reels, TikToks, you can go into first link in the description. This is my paid product, where I basically try to communicate with you every day. I'm trying to add some exclusive content every day. I'm also going on a weekly calls with you, so basically every week I'm going on a video call and answering your questions. And like on the top of that, there are also, like at the moment there is one course inside about selling your beats, and I'm planning to record more courses about also producing beats, so mixing, arranging, and also producing quicker. Okay, so if you want to invest in your producing journey, go into first link in the description. That's all for today. Bye.